Shesha. Hi guys, in this video we are going to take a look at the VirtualBox. In the previous video we had downloaded VirtualBox and the Windows system. Now let's take a look at the visual appearance of VirtualBox. The first thing is the settings menu. In Windows users it is called settings, whereas for Mac users there's an option called preferences. So there are a lot of settings that you can play around. Now virtual system is like a virtual computer that uses your original computer's resources like RAM and CPU but creates multiple computer. If you have downloaded the VM or virtual machine file, you just have to click on import, whereas in our case if we have downloaded the ISO file of the installation, you can just choose the file and create a new machine. Now the option here is to add the virtual disk or the ISO file with the operating system in it. Once you add it, you will also get an detail about which type of copy of machine it is, plus the operating system or the OS versions. There is an option to reconnect the unattended install, so you can click that. But the most important part is the virtual hard disk. Now there are multiple types of hard disk. If you want to switch from VirtualBox to VMware, you need to make sure that you are selecting VMKD file. So VMDK is basically virtual machine disk image, and for now if you want, you can add the password or the username for an unattended install. But in case if you don't want to do an unattended install and do a manual install, you can do that as well by clicking on the skip unattended installation. We are skipping the unattended installation because I want to teach you guys how to install Windows, and you should know ins and outs of installation. If you wish to, you can do an unattended installation as well, which will basically install it. Now if you go to settings, there's something that you need to understand. There is an order of boot which you can change over here. There's things that can be changed in the setting. If you want to add multiple hard disks, that can also be done. In network settings, you can change the network. You can add multiple network adapters over here. For example, if you want to create a bridge network, intranet, internet, NAT network, you can also do port forwarding and lot of other stuffs. If you want, you can add filters to USB. For example, if you have certain pen drives, you can click on plus over here and add in. And the most important feature is to add in the shared folder. If you want to share folders and files between two systems, between the host system and the virtual machine, that can also be done. Once you click on start, you will be presented with an installation screen and you can proceed with the installation normally. So to install Windows, it's quite simple, and if you want to turn off the system, there are three options. That is, first to save the machine, second is to send a signal to the machine to turn off automatically, and third one is to directly shut off the machine. The first option will basically allow you to save the machine in the state it is right now, and the second option is like pressing the power button and forcing it to automatically shut down. But the third one is directly removing the power cable or turning off the machine. Now you can play around with the visual state. If you want, you can do a full screen state or seamless state, whichever is comfortable with you. Since you will be using multiple machines at a time, multiple virtual systems at a time, you can proceed further. Now let's move on to the installation. Installation is quite simple. You just have to click on next and create a disk, and you can move forward with the Windows installation. And there's something that is known as host key. Now this key allows you to move between the virtual machine and the host machine, that is your original computer. So make sure you are checking the host key. By the way, in preferences you can see the host key for different machines. Right now I am on a Mac, so the host key is the left command key. Installation of Windows is also simple, but right now I would like to tell you that over here I am going to create a new partition to install and do a clean install. So you can just click on install Windows and keep the files, or you can create a new disk. For example, in my case, I've created a new partition, and in that partition I'm installing the Windows. See you guys in the next video. Happy learning. By the way, you can scan the QR code to join our WhatsApp group.